your plan is to set up 100 Airbnb apartments in Dubai.
Sounds familiar, right? The reason why we started this is because of you.
Thank you for inspiring us.
Awesome. You want to make a sauna,
In the maid's room.
That's genius.
It's all about the experience. Like everything in hospitality is about like guest satisfaction and experience.
Cleanliness is probably the number one most important thing that guests want.
In hospitality, the biggest complaints are about pests and cleaning.
Do you guys live in Dubai?
Now we did.
Now we do.
August 1st, we moved here.
Just moved to Dubai.
One
And
Your
Proud tenants for 2 weeks now.
your plan is to set up 100 Airbnb apartments in Dubai in the next 4 years, right?
Sounds familiar, right?
That's amazing. Yeah, I love it. So you moved here 1st of August. Do you already have an Airbnb apartment set up, or what's that? Okay. So when is the plan to set up the first unit?
Any day. Any
Yeah.
day now. We put in a couple of offers.
Okay.
5 or 6 offers. So let's see what materializes. We're looking for the perfect one though.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Especially
you're just looking at units, sending offers.
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
What area are you guys looking for?
Business Bay downtown.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So this is subleasing. So you're renting
Yes.
apartments long term, putting it on Airbnb, and trying to make that profit in between.
Correct.
Nice.
Yeah.
And all right. So tell me a little bit about the process. What are you guys going through right now?
Sourcing.
Okay.
That's most of it. I mean, we spent. First off, we started off inspired by you.
Okay,
So
nice.
thank you for inspiring us.
Yeah, honestly, it's great to be like this is such, as I said before, like it's such a full circle moment
Yeah.
because I think the reason why we started this is because of you, because he
Awesome.
came with me with the idea because he saw one of your content clips.
Okay.
And then we just went deep into the model, analyzing the market and analyzing like the business model itself, and it just all made sense.
Yeah.
So it's such a full circle moment to then, like, before we've even launched our first one, be
Yeah.
on the same pod where we have learned so much
Awesome.
from. That's great.
Yeah. That's I'm excited to see how it goes for you guys.
Yeah. So we were doing like research from Amsterdam, where we are.
Yeah.
Building the model, creating kind of like the concept. We wanted to do things a little bit differently.
Yeah.
And then we raised a small friends and family round of investment, and then just sent it. Moved here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So from the brochure that I saw that you have, you guys are gonna do something interesting. You're gonna change the floors.
Yeah.
You're gonna do a lot more
All
of an
in.
upgrade than what most people are doing.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. I think
Thank you.
it takes more of an investment,
Yeah.
but the profitability increases as well. So I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I feel that there's 2 ways to approach it. Either you approach it from an occupancy and try to maximize occupancy, or you approach it from an ADR perspective. And what we've seen is that, an increase in ADR gives you way more value on your bottom line than an increase in occupancy.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And I think you have to have a kick-ass product to make it in such a highly competitive market like here, right?
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So the high-end super luxury apartments are always going to survive. Even if the competition gets even harder. The medium apartments might not become profitable anymore, but the high-end ones they will stay profitable.
And the bottom always falls out first.
Exactly. Yeah. That's a good point. So tell me walk me through like what your day looks like right now. So you're sending like WhatsApp messages to agents.
Yeah.
You're researching apartments.
It's cold calling every day, hundreds of calls a day.
You do?
We're almost a cold call center now. Like I think we have done around 200 cold calls to agents.
Nice.
In a week,
So you just go on Property Finder, or where do you?
Yeah. Okay. Property Finder.
And what are you looking for when you go to Property Finder?
3 bedrooms.
Okay.
We feel that has the highest arbitrage based on the data that we're seeing. So we want to start with that. There's not a lot of competition in that segment. Maybe not the smartest thing to say.
If you look at like the amount of STRs which are in Dubai, it's like around 25,000 units in total. But then if you look to more upscale premium apartments and 3 bedrooms, it's only 700.
Yeah.
So like the competition becomes way less in all of Dubai. Yeah.
Exactly.
So then
when you go to Business Bay downtown, you're down to like 150 apartments.
So being the top 5% in such a small market is a lot easier than being the top 5% of like 25,000 units all across the board.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I just signed a 3-bedroom in downtown views.
Nice.
250,000 dirhams.
Yeah.
4 checks.
Nice.
Burj Khalifa view.
The
Very
big
good.
balcony one.
Sure, yeah.
Tower 1
big
or Tower
balcony.
2?
Tower 2.
Tower 2. So
So
the bedrooms are a bit bigger.
Yeah.
Really? Are they?
Yeah.
It's
Are they?
the 20 centimeters
Oh.
makes you be able to fit 2 double beds in 2 of the rooms.
Okay.
So it's a way better tower than Tower 1.
So I have a very similar apartment, and the
Mhm.
only difference I noticed was the maid's room was in a different area.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess the bedrooms are bigger too.
The bedrooms are slightly
Is the apartment
bigger.
just bigger, or
It's just the 20 centimeters in the bedroom
Okay.
makes all the difference.
Because if you want to put the double beds, like if you want to put a king bed there, then you're fine. But if you want to put the double beds,
yeah.
it becomes quite tricky. Because
Yeah.
if the wall is less than like 3 meters, a double bed is 1 meter 40. So
Yeah.
then they're both like cramped up against the sides. You have 20 centimeters in the middle, which
Yeah.
doesn't give like that super premium vibe.
Wow, you guys are going into
Oh,
every
I'm
single.
studying
We went
the
all of the
details
details.
down to the centimeter.
We went with like
yeah.
the measuring tapes to all
But
of the
why do you think
apartments.
the size is different?
Each
between-
bed, each extra bed.
Yeah.
By the way, this is a nice one. Each extra bed is around 50,000 dirhams
Uh huh.
in annual revenue.
Yeah.
So when you do the math, like Pep is leading product in this, and I'm
Okay.
leading finance. So when we're going like, it feels less premium. We should know we need more beds.
I don't want to do the bunk beds.
Yeah.
I want to make it a sauna.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
he is like, but we need to optimize for the amount of beds so we can create more
You want to make a
revenue.
sauna,
A sauna in the maid's room.
That's genius.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
super genius.
I mean, it's what that's what I love about Pep. He thinks about product. He thinks
Dude,
about how
so-
do you like make
Well,
something super special.
The
And the-
only thing, sauna in the maid's room is amazing. But the only thing I'm thinking, the buildings usually have a sauna.
Not
you
in
know,
views.
Not downtown views maybe,
Yeah,
but
not
yeah.
in Forte.
But it's also a different experience, right? Like if you have like multiple wellness experiences in your
Yeah.
property, especially if you come as like a group, just imagine you have a cold plunge on the balcony,
Yeah.
you have a bar, you have a sauna there. Maybe if the balcony is big enough, you have a jacuzzi. Like you don't need to leave your apartment to
Yeah.
like create experiences and memories.
Yoga
You can
mats
just
and
stay
easy
in
one.
yoga
Yeah,
mats.
creating these memories. No, creating these experiences really.
It's
makes-
all about
makes a
experience.
difference. Yeah,
It's all
exactly.
about the experience. Like everything in hospitality is about like guest satisfaction and
Yeah,
experience, right?
Exactly.
So like we're maximizing heavy on being able to facilitate that with the product.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
So okay, I want to understand. So you're making these calls. You're calling. Just what buildings are you looking at? What are the agents saying when you call them? What's
Agents
happening?
are liking us actually.
Really?
They're-
Why?
Yeah,
Why?
because we're coming in with a nice brochure.
Yeah, you
Uh,
do. Your brochure is really
It
good.
helps a lot. It helps because you need to help the agent help pitch you,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
And the more you can give them stuff, the more you can. And the fact that we're doing more premium, they like that
They like
because it's an easier sell.
But why don't you have an apartment already? Is it?
We're
'cause-
looking for the perfect one.
Yeah.
So we have offers on the table, but we're not going to go for
Okay.
them because
But I mean, when you're calling, if it's if you're calling an apartment, you
Yeah.
don't know if it's perfect already. You're calling just to see if you can get a good price
So-
or what.
So I mean, the first week was just like identifying the landscape, right? Like
Yeah.
we
Right.
just came here. I've been in Dubai a couple of times, but never lived here. He has lived here for like 7 years, but it's quite a while ago, right? So
yeah.
a lot of new.
Oh, you lived here 7 years ago.
I lived here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So a lot of new developments have been, of course, done in the city within the last year. So the first week was just identifying the landscape, like
Yeah.
what are the prime locations, what are the buildings, what are the amenities of the buildings like, what are the
pricing
sizes,
also.
what are the prices? Because like stuff that you see on Property Finder is usually not the bottom line of the owners.
Half
right?
of it is fake.
Half of it is fake. Like we have seen so many listings from different brokers that turn out to be not even properties that are really available, but they just
want
like,
the lead.
exactly. They just
Yeah.
put stuff on Property Finder to get a lead, and then they just
Try to sell you something
bombard you with
Yeah.
like different properties. So like the first week was just identifying what are like fair value. What are like the market rates of all of these properties and of the sizes, and now we have like a good idea of what is the right size for the right layout, which layout work, which buildings are nice. So I think we've been looking a lot at the views.
Yeah.
First, we were quite enthusiastic about the fortes, but the fortes are quite small. So if you want to put the doubles there, it's quite
It doesn't fit.
cramped.
Mm.
So the fortes are a bit bigger. The views. Views 2 is also bigger than
And views one.
Views 1 or Views 2
I
Tower
did not
2.
know that.
Yeah.
Why is it bigger?
Honestly,
Different floor
I don't know.
plans. Each
Yeah.
building has a different
Floor plan, yeah.
plan.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. And so now, right now, you're just trying to find the best deal, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
0 to 1.
All right.
Yeah.
and it has to be perfect.
And so how are you financing this? So how are you getting money for...
Partly from our capital, and
Okay.
then partly from friends and family. We did a small,
Nice.
fundraising round.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's... So you sent me this brochure, which I really liked. And honestly, just because of that brochure, I was like, okay, let's get these guys on the podcast.
There you go.
So I'm gonna try to...
It helps to be a consultant.
I was just about to
making
say,
slides is paying off.
All the props to Ibrahim and his consultancy experience.
Okay, so...
I mean, I'm doing the slides. He's doing the design of the slides.
Okay.
So it's
Nice.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try to share this on the screen on the podcast, but I don't know if it's gonna work. But either way, we'll
Joe
just talk
Rogan
about
experience.
it. Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
There we go. We're trying. Okay, so right here,
Are you doing the pitch deck or the landlord brochure?
I'm doing the pitch deck.
Cool.
So your company name is Seraya?
Soraya. Yeah.
Nice. I like that.
Thank you.
And so first slide here is like just introduction of you guys. So it says you have 7 years in strategy consulting. So what's that like? In Amsterdam, you were a consultant for
In
what?
Dubai.
In Dubai.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what was that? What were you doing exactly?
I was advising different companies on different strategies.
Just
Consulting is always a question. It's very hard to.
I've actually before I came to Dubai, I never knew consulting was this big of an industry.
Huge.
But I've met so many people now that did consulting,
Yeah.
and it's like I would never. I don't know.
Yeah.
So it's just companies that need
Yeah.
advice on how to operate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They come in with a problem.
Okay,
You help them work through it.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, and you have hospitality experience.
Correct.
So in the Netherlands, you were working in what kind of industry?
So first of all, I studied hospitality management and entrepreneurship, and then I worked in various luxury property hotels in Amsterdam, kind of on the front line, so dealing a lot with guests and services, accommodating requests, etc. And then from there on, opened up a small boutique private concierge firm. In Amsterdam. So are you familiar with what private concierge is?
No, not really.
It's basically...
like transportation?
No, so it's basically accommodating any request that a guest might have. So for example, if you check into a Four Seasons, you have a concierge there and you can ask him anything. So it's like from the easiest stuff of like, where's the museum and can I have a ticket?
Where can I have dinner?
Where can I have some dinner? To offering tickets for sold out events or nanny services or private jets or helicopter tours or just whatever guests want to have. So this is a service that usually luxury hotels offer, but also, for example, if you have an Amex Black Card, you get access to the concierge. So there's like a lot of different concierges in different industries where you can just come with any request.
But okay, so here's a thought that crosses through my mind, and I just want to pass it on to you guys. So I see, I reward all of my success in Dubai, the experience I had in Iceland doing the exact same thing.
Yeah.
I've seen a few people that had no experience doing the exact same thing, come in and be successful, and all of them had similar background like you, like proper business experience. They know how to just do business.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing that comes to my mind is, you have like experience in other fields, but have you run Airbnb apartments exactly before?
No.
Okay. Yeah.
No. But it has a lot of similarities, I would say, because from the finance, legal, and business perspective, there's a lot of similarities, I think, to consultancy, right? It's like running the numbers, making sure the financial health, and you can probably, of course, talk a lot more about
a lot
it.
of modeling, like cash
and your
flow
brochure, everything looks spot on. Everything looks like.
But then from the other side, it's like STR is basically a decentralized hotel, right? You're basically operating a hotel.
Basically, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's exactly the same. But instead of having one property and just having everything centralized over there, STR is doing the same thing, but then decentralized. But you still have guests coming in, you still have check-in, you still have requests, you still have the transportation bit, you have the housekeeping, you have the maintenance. So it's exactly the same.
Yeah. If you own an apartment in Dubai and you want to maximize the revenue, you want to be running that apartment on Airbnb and Booking.com. But if you don't want to do that yourself, you have to make sure to pick a good operator. And now I'm finally offering that service with my 2 partners, and that we're managing apartments for other people for 20% of the revenue. So you take 80%, we take 20%, and we really maximize your revenue. We got 17 apartments already, and all the owners are so happy, and we're going into the high season. So if you want us to manage your apartment, book a call with us in the description below. So that's just a big question that I always look at. Okay, is it a big operator from another country? Because I have a friend, my friend Radid, which you've probably seen before. He came in from the Netherlands with no experience, but he's doing amazing.
Yeah, he's doing great.
He's doing very well.
But he has experience in e-com. So he is a business guy. He built a successful business. So that's how he's doing well in this. And my friend that I had last on the podcast, he also doesn't have experience, and he's doing great. But I also see a lot of people that come in that think it's this way, but then it becomes a lot harder than they think, obviously. So that is often the case. But I don't think with you guys. I'm excited to see it.
I also think there's a difference between business and entrepreneurship. Somebody can be super corporate and it wouldn't really work. I think both of us are fundamentally entrepreneurs. At heart. Like the reason we even got into this is, we're sitting, what should we do? Going through different models. Should we open this? Should we open that? This doesn't work. And then when this one happened, we're like, okay, you go deeper into it. So, okay, this is really interesting, actually. So you have to, I think, have that entrepreneurship.
Exactly. Yeah. And you have to have drive. Like you have to be just completely
exactly. Like a lot of people would have gave up after the 10th, 20th, 30th no, and
like landlords telling you no.
Every no is closer to the yes,
But that's also what I really love about this space. Like right now, like really being in this space and having met like a lot of great operators or people that are starting. Like it's filled with just hustlers and like entrepreneurs and like people that are really using this as a way to get out of their 9 to 5. And you see people with all these different backgrounds and skill sets, but then still being able to adapt to the space here and utilizing all of the skill sets that they have learned in their previous experiences and jobs. It's a really nice space.
A lot of people want to help us. Like Radit is advising us.
Really?
James
are
is
you in his community?
Yeah.
Nice.
And James is too.
Oh, James is as well?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. You're getting all the info from
it's
everywhere
so
you can.
important. It's probably the most. I mean,
and everybody's so collaborative. Like it's such a nice space. Like it's nobody looks at it as like that everybody's competition. Like everybody's assisting each other out or like sharing deals, hopping on deals together.
This industry is at the beginning of what it is.
Yeah.
We're at the beginning. When did Airbnb start? Like
8 years, 10, 15?
I don't know, like a couple of years ago. And now we're just kind of starting. So it's like the hotel business starting now.
I think Airbnb started in, was it 2008 or when was it?
No, we can look it up.
Okay. But...
and it's like an opportunity for people, again, to run a hotel. Like if you would have told me like 4 years ago that I would be able to like run my own hotel in Dubai, I would not have believed you. But this model allows you to basically run a hotel with relatively limited amount of capital compared to what you would normally need if you would open up a hotel, right?
Exactly. All right, let's go back to the brochure here. All right, so this is market precision. You got your Soraya.
Yeah.
Good name.
Thank you.
Luxury serviced apartment. So here you're laying out all the operators. So these are traditional hotels. These are serviced apartments.
Yeah.
So man, you guys, my Silk House, they got to come up to luxury. Did you guys set this up or what?
Yeah. I mean, we position them where we think.
Okay. So you think Frank Porter is more luxury than Silk House?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Just by looking at their units, the additional services that they provide. But look, it's
you just toss this up.
We just toss this up.
Exactly,
I mean,
it's also a perception, right?
Yeah.
It's like, if somebody else might have a different like luxurious perception on certain brands than other people have.
Exactly. So looking into here is like what you offer. The first thing that comes to mind is 24/7 private concierge service is something that you're going to offer.
Yes.
What does that mean?
So this basically means, again, with the background of Concierge, it's just accommodating any request, right? So I think a lot of people have communication via VAs, and these VAs are able to answer all of the questions, right? Which is mainly like, how do I check in, or how does the laundromat work, or the cutlery, or just ask basic questions about the apartment. But what you cannot ask these VAs, but you need a private concierge for this, is creating pre-arrival experiences. So it's the transportation. Perhaps it's the creation of itineraries. Like, what are you going to do throughout your entire stay? Maybe there's a Lady Gaga concert which is sold out, and you still want to have a ticket. You need somebody that's able to accommodate the request and arrange the tickets or recommendations for restaurants, etc.
So in the beginning, you're going to be doing that, obviously, and so this is like, if they want to ride from the airport, you're just going to arrange that.
Yeah.
Somehow, yeah.
We're going to pick them up.
And, and then when you scale, you're going to hire somebody to do that.
The thought over here is like, if you look at a customer journey as a value chain, right? So the beginning of the value chain of the beginning of the customer journey is they're gonna look for somewhere to go. Then they book a flight, and then they book the accommodation. With STR, you basically only deliver on the accommodation part, but there's many more touch points, many more value in the customer journey after they have booked accommodation. Like it's the restaurants, it's the tickets, it's the experiences, it's the nanny, it's the transportation, it's all of the things above. And if you catch a guest early in their journey, you're going to be able to capitalize on all of the next steps of the customer journey as well. And the way to do this, in my opinion, is via offering private concierge services. Because then, instead of them going to Google or TripAdvisor or Viago or anywhere else to find these experiences, we can do it in-house or via preferred partners. And then
so right now, I don't do any of that. I don't offer like airport transfer, or I'm not even collaborating with a car rental company or anything like that. So you coming from that background, what would you recommend for me to be able to maybe get an extra income from that?
So exactly, like you're going to be able to create additional revenue streams. And I think first what you do is you work with preferred partners and you upsell certain services, right? So certain things that, if you put yourself in a guest perspective, like what are they needing throughout their stay? Like they want to have transportation, they want to have fun stuff to do, they want to indeed rent a car, etc., etc. So you find preferred partners that can deliver on these requests, and then you can get a kickback from them, right?
So what I do in Iceland is I have just like a link from a rental company, and I just send it in every check-in message or one guest book, and I get very little money from that, but I get some, but it's like very minimal. So my thought here in Dubai, I was like, okay, when I had like 10 apartments, I was like, man, it's not even worth it doing that right now. But now that I have 28, it might be
the volume increases.
Start being worth it to look into this.
I mean, it's about the volume and it's about the ticket size. And this is also why it's so interesting for us, because we are positioning ourselves in a more premium segment. Probably the ticket sizes of all of the services are going to be higher. So instead of them renting a Fiat Punto, they might rent a luxury car, or maybe they want to have a helicopter tour, etc. So then exactly, like your portfolio grows, the volume of additional request increases, but also the ticket size.
I feel like it's hard to get people, like, because if I'm a guest coming to Dubai, you know, it's just so simple just to go to TripAdvisor or look at tours. Like, how do you? I wouldn't even
love it here though.
I wouldn't
love
even
that on WhatsApp. They message you what can I do? And if you build that relationship with them,
it's about the relationship. So it's like, if you have a strong brand, and this is also why we're putting so much effort into creating this strong brand. People trust the brand, and people trust the services associated with the brand. If you go on TripAdvisor, you would look at the pictures, you would look at the description, and at the comments and the ratings, right? But if I go to a Four Seasons, I know that the quality of Four Seasons is great, and I know that the preferred partners that they're working with are gonna deliver on my expectations.
Makes sense. Makes sense. There was something, right here. The customer journey, connection, in-room massage. So so this is just another add-on.
Exactly.
If they want to book an in-sauce massage, they have to pay extra for that. Okay, so it's not included in the price.
No. It's one of the additionals that we want to offer, and it's very on brand as well, because our brand basically stands for restaurateur travel. So we want to offer a lot of these wellness and mindfulness experiences. So it's private yoga class or sound healing. It's the sauna in the maid's room, and all of the above. Yeah.
Love that. So proof of concept, 10 to 15 units in target cities. So you're thinking about doing this in multiple cities, not just Dubai.
Yeah, of course, we need to walk before we can run.
Yeah.
But definitely we have big aspirations, and are trying to build a global decentralized hotel brand.
Yeah,
nice.
But starting in Dubai, and I feel, and you mentioned this a lot, it's super competitive. But if you can make it here, you can probably make it anywhere.
Yeah,
probably. Yeah.
Probably. If you use the same standards in Dubai, you'll be killing in any other market.
Yeah.
Like honestly,
absolutely.
Before doing all of the research about STR in Dubai, it's so different than any other city.
Yeah.
Like the amount of money that people are investing over here to upgrade the unit and the services, etc. If you go somewhere to Spain or Milan or like anywhere else in Europe, you just like get an apartment that somebody had and they throw some IKEA in there. There's no communication, there's no services, there's no amenities. Over here, like it's the most premium of STR, I think, in the world.
Yeah, I agree. When I talk to people that do like Airbnb in other countries, like Morocco, it sounds so much easier. But why
Egypt a nice one.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I bet. But so why come to Dubai, and why not just go to Egypt or Morocco or Spain?
One, I think the market here is pretty big.
It's the second largest after Bali.
Yeah.
So if you go to like one or two slides after that,
I saw that right here.
We ranked it. Yeah. So these are all the markets based on market size, total annual revenue.
Bali is insane.
Bali's number one.
Of where STR is possible.
Where STR is possible, exactly. So we took out like
New York.
London, Amsterdam, New York, etc. because of the restrictions. And we said, all right.
How is Bali double Dubai?
It's huge.
Yeah.
Is Bali, because it's so big?
It's so big, I think.
Bali's a country, right?
No, it's a city in Indonesia.
In Indonesia.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it that big of a city? Is it bigger than Dubai? Is it like a population bigger?
No, but I mean, I think it's become like the nomad, freelance.
Did you think about going to Bali?
Yes,
you did.
And we love Bali because the seasons offset. So the season in Bali is summer, and the season here is winter. Right.
I think it's the same as you have with Iceland.
It makes a big difference.
Dubai.
People ask me all the time, like, how are you sustaining these losses?
Yeah.
It's because I'm making good profit. And
exactly.
Exactly.
It makes the cash flow so much easier, and the whole model is cash flow.
The whole model is cash flow.
Yeah. All right. So Bali, 675 million euros. What revenue on Airbnb and Booking.com or?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And how did you get this number? Where is it? AirDNA. Yeah. And occupancy 55.
Yeah. Average.
Average. Yeah. Obviously, your occupancy is going to be way higher by doing some proper pricing strategy.
Exactly.
So, like it's crazy that the average occupancy is 55%, but my occupancy is always like 90 to 95%.
I think you have like one of the highest occupancies here.
But I think it's just because I'm super aggressive on the little gaps.
Discounts.
So if there's a little gap in the calendar, like a 2 or 1 day, I just discount it like crazy just to get that booking. Because I just want to get it booked, to get a review, and make it something rather than nothing. But I'm always experimenting with raising the prices on these gaps just a little bit, because maybe I've been a little bit too aggressive on them. Yeah. But we'll see.
Do you discount like very far ahead, or you discount mainly closer to the booking date? Just in general, because your calendars are packed, right?
Yeah. So for me, I I definitely set a competitive price into the future more than other operators. Like all the big operators I've interviewed here in Dubai, they mostly just get the bookings within the next 15 days. And that kind of makes sense in the high season because you want people to book, because if you're in the high season, if it's like December or February, you don't want to get booked right away at a low price. You'd rather want all the people to book all the other apartments, and then when it's like 2 or 3, 4 days,
supply is limited.
It's very limited left, of apartments. Then you can, in some period of time, so you can price yourself very high. But in most of the cases, that's not the case. And most of the time, I don't know where I'm going with this, but I like to price myself.
I have a question for you here. Let's say looking out in a month. How much of your month is booked already?
So it depends on the season. So right now, we're in the low season. So my next month is like 70% booked.
That's great.
And then I think what you can do is with the rest of the 30%, because now we're probably even making a profit.
Optimize for ADR.
Now just push on higher ADRs on those nights.
Because you're mainly optimizing for occupancy, right? But I think the models that Ibrahim has created showed that the bottom line is more impacted by higher ADR than higher occupancy.
The sensitivity of your rate gives you way more profit than. So let's say a 5% increase in occupancy is very different than a 5% increase in ADR.
ADR meaning average daily rate.
Average daily rate. Yeah. So if you, it's actually double, depending on your model and your cost structure, etc. But so a 5% increase in your ADR will give you double the profitability of a 5% increase in your profit. But
it's scary because you're looking at empty calendars.
But that's why it's nice. So if you're at 70-80% already, then try to push that ADR a little bit, because if every 10 euros or $10 will give you a lot.
So in the low season, that's the case. But when we go into the high season, so when it's October, November, then a month into the future, I might only be 30% booked, the next month. But for me to try to raise the price now in the next month is very hard, because now everybody's discounting their prices. Now everybody's dropping their prices like crazy because they want to get booked. So I can't be raising my prices now. I probably have to just lower them even further if I want to get booked.
Also, you're closer to the pricing strategies, so you really know, probably you're tuned into what the market is like. We're talking on a theoretical, let's say, basis.
It takes a while to understand because both in Iceland and here, like I've made a lot of mistakes in the pricing over the last year, and something that I'm going to be able to improve on next year. You definitely have to make a bunch of mistakes to get things right, for sure. But all right, so here we are. This is what the numbers are looking like. So you're going to focus 3 and 4 bedroom apartments.
Yes.
And you have it in euros. So the 4,000. So the rent of a 3 bedroom unit, 4,200. So that's like 200,000 dirhams.
Can you show me exactly what you're looking at?
Sorry, this one right here.
Yes, so this is the average market rent for a 3 bed.
Okay.
And then this is the average monthly revenue for a 3 bed. This is just market data.
Yeah. Great. So okay.
And the delta is the arbitrage opportunity.
I got you. Yeah, so the revenue and how much profit right here.
Exactly. And the rule of thumb is you want usually 2x delta.
3,900 euro profit per month. It's pushing it. But maybe if you upgrade everything, you got a sauna in the major room, maybe it's possible. Maybe. For sure. And okay, annual revenue. Love it. So here is a unit, example of a unit. So where is this unit right here?
This is an example of a unit. It's not a live unit.
Okay, I got you.
We kind of looked. We wanted to basically show investors in our pitch deck how it could play out. And so we took downtown views as an example. We saw 3, 4, 5 other listings we took the exact data for those listings over the last year. What were they doing in terms of occupancy? What was their average daily rate? We went on Property Finder. We saw similar units with the same layout. We said, okay, what are they asking for? Nice. And then we modeled based on that. Right?
Love it. Yeah, here are some units.
And then we showed them some mock-ups from our design partner of how it would look like.
So these are the actual numbers from Airbnb.
These are the actual numbers.
Yeah, some actual apartments, how much they made in the last year, the occupancy and all of that.
Exactly. Yeah. Just to show them, hey, we're not.
You're not pulling these. You're not making these numbers up.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is nice. And here's like how much. So in Dubai, you pay 5% of the yearly rent as a security deposit.
Yes.
5% agent's commission.
Yes.
You're going to spend 25,000 dirhams on the furniture.
Euros.
So that's 100,000 dirhams.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So that's about almost double what I'm paying, because obviously you're going to upgrade the floors. Why upgrade the floors?
So upgrading the floors depends on the unit. Like a lot of these apartments have these super white, shiny, glossy tiles.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't look great. Like we are going for a very specific design aesthetic. So all of our units take inspiration from Wabi Sabi and Japandi design philosophies, which is like minimalistic, Japanese, like natural tones, embracing imperfections, very contemporary, warm. Yeah. So like white, shiny, glossy tiles don't really fit into the image.
Yeah, I kind of like changing the floors also because, you know, it's so cheap to do it in Dubai. It's crazy.
And just if you walk in, like it just looks amazingly different, having like a super nice wooden floor or like the glossy tiles. The same as the paint jobs, right? So like a lot of people are just painting the walls. We want to paint everything. So we're gonna, if it's required, wrap the bathroom, wrap the kitchen, paint the ceilings, paint the walls, paint the closets. So it just becomes one cohesive design, and it looks way more aesthetically pleasing than white glassy tiles and just only one wall that's being painted.
So 100,000 dirhams. That is including changing the floors, wrapping everything, and who are you going to have do it? Are you going to use a service to do it, or?
Yeah, so this is like a company that does everything.
Okay. Nice.
I think you've worked with them before as well,
yeah,
right?
I have.
Yeah.
So we talked to a bunch, but I think we really liked Sarah because her natural inclination is, or her natural style is what we like, and so it like. Boom.
It's amazing if you do creative things that the person executing the creative work has a personal preference that is aligned with your personal preference.
She gave you a mock-up of the cost, 100,000 dirhams to do everything that you wanted to do.
Yeah.
Would you consider like renovating the bathroom or kitchen?
Depends on the bathroom.
If it was an old one.
Yeah.
We were kind of looking and experimenting with, do we go with a bit older buildings with cheaper rent, but then we can upgrade them so the value proposition becomes even more interesting. But then you have the issues of like maintenance and the amenities in the building are not as nice. So for the first couple, it seemed a little bit too risky. Yeah. So right now we have more zero down on newer properties and like good developers, right? Like Emar and Ahad. So they already have like nice kitchens and nice bathrooms. So I think over there we don't need to wrap them.
Yeah. Love it. And here we got unit economics. Yeah, it sucks that you guys can see it.
No, I have it memorized.
But everything looks pretty accurate. Here's the platform fees, VAT, fees and taxes, yearly rent, cleaning, annual profit, 38,600. Yeah. Possible.
You don't do direct bookings already, right?
I don't do them. No,
it's such a massive cost optimization. Why,
this is the biggest one.
Why haven't you went D2C yet?
So I never did it in Iceland. So I'm just not very good at it yet. But I want to get into it. So what I've been thinking of doing is starting to collect all the emails of the guests and start sending them emails after they check out. And also even sending them a WhatsApp message after they check out, just saying like, hey, if you want to stay with us again, here's a 5% discount, just send us a message right back. Yeah. So I'm hoping to get into that. But
we should all do this together, honestly. Yeah. Because like we know you probably know even more and more plugged into the community, but all of us face the same issue, but we own the supply. I mean, between you, Radit, James,
Yeah.
these three, that's like 500 units, like 200, 300 units probably, right? It's just, I mean, it just makes sense.
Yeah.
It does. It
And
really
then
does.
The rest of the people in the community, just throw your listings on there.
So there's just two problems. Two things that are more complicated with direct bookings.
Yeah.
There are definitely just problems that have to be worked with. Is one on Airbnb. You know, if a guest damaged something, Airbnb insurance policy will
talking
pay
to
for it.
insurance companies,
Yeah.
and we can probably create an insurance policy for what we're doing.
Sure.
Yeah, this is for the building and also for the content. And it's
Content
pretty
also.
cheap. Like I expect it to be way more costly.
Yeah.
It's very affordable.
Yeah, definitely an option. And the second
Yeah.
one is chargebacks. So I don't know if you saw in Radid's story one time. So a guest paid like, I don't know, $10,000 for a booking.
Yeah.
And then they charged back
Yes.
and they got it refunded just because the name didn't match the booking.
Yes.
So it was basically a scam.
Yeah.
So you have to have like a you have to have a team that's just specifically making sure, making contracts with the guests, making sure that nothing can be charged back. And you have to have a proper bookkeeper that makes sure that you're getting paid for everything. And, you know, it's just a whole
the chargeback is a
operation on
couple of
itself.
percent, I think, because you lose out on the transaction fee, the credit card processing. So it's like 2.5%, 3%. But I would rather take the risk of 1 out of 50 or 100 bookings getting charged back and end up bearing that cost, but foregoing this 15% commission.
But it was not the 2%. He lost the whole $10,000.
The whole 10,000?
It was just
Really?
a pure loss.
What?
Because the guest stayed in the apartment for a month, and then after
But
he checked out,
I thought you pay for it before.
you do with a credit card.
Yeah.
But what the thing with credit cards is you can charge back. You can say it's a scam. You can talk to your credit card company or the bank and say, hey, I didn't pay for this. I didn't stay in this apartment. And then they show, hey, the name of the reservation, it's not even my name, you know? So the bank's like, oh yeah, it's just somebody else did this. And they charge it back.
Yeah.
So they take it back from the host. And now it's a pure $10,000 loss.
Got it.
So you have to have like a proper system to make sure.
Yeah.
And I just haven't gotten into it yet, but I'm always working on improving. But my co-hosting guys, the guys that I do management with, so when people ask, they've been doing this for 10 years. They worked in a platform like a PMS, like HostAway, for 10 years. So they're just super smart with all this. So for 10 years, they've just been advising Airbnb owners on how to set up all these systems.
Yeah.
So they really know how to do this. And I'm learning all the time from them how to get better at this. So I'm going to be working on this for sure.
Yeah.
But you guys are so right. This is such a huge, because 15% to
it's
Airbnb.
Insane.
And it's not even 15, like there's 15 plus VAT plus, you know, some transaction fees, and it's like,
and the cash flow too. Like they pay you at the end. They take the money
that's
now.
the big thing,
But imagine you're getting all of these 70%. You could open 3, 4, 5 more units right now.
Yeah. Especially
With
because
just
I get
this.
booked far into the future. Like
Exactly.
I already have bookings like next summer. Imagine if I got paid
cash
for it right now.
It's all about cash flow.
That's a good thing,
Yeah.
So you're using Guesty. I use HostAway. This is a software that like syncs Airbnb and Booking.com together and all that.
Yeah.
All right. Price Labs.
Yep.
There's actually one other that's not mentioned in the tech stack. Might be interesting for you as well. It's called Operto.
Okay.
And Operto is basically it allows you to have a guest portal for the guest. So it's basically an app. It's a web app, and the guest can download it. For example, after the booking, they get a confirmation link via Airbnb. Then they can click on it, and then it automatically launches a web app on their smartphone. And then in this web app, you see all of the information. So you see your check-in date, time. You can have it integrated with your smart lock. So you can have like the code there.
Okay.
You can also do the guest communication there.
And you can sell upsells there.
Exactly.
Yeah,
you can do upsells
my
there.
My co-hosting guys were talking about this too.
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
Yeah.
Also, you can do all of your guidebooks, because of course you want to limit the amount of traffic that goes to your VAs, right? Especially if you want to scale it.
True.
So you can put all of your guidebooks there.
Yeah.
How does this work? Where is this? You can do You can place your recommendations there, maybe of some of your preferred partners or some restaurants.
Yeah.
But the upselling bit is very interesting. Yeah. So you can do, for example, breakfast on bed upsell. You can have
early
like car rental upsell, early check-in, the upsell.
So here you have the timeline. So you set up your company in May, concept optimization July, August, September, and then in October, November, December, January, you're gonna get a investment to.
We already secured the investment.
Nice. Okay.
So this first 0 to 1 phase is about just making sure the product is there, refining if needed.
How many by the end of the year do you plan to have set up?
5 to 10.
Nice. And you got the investment already for that? Nice. All right. And here, here's a little layout. By the end of 2026, you want to have 60 units. Mm-hmm. I love it. 100 units by 2028.
Yeah.
And okay, great. So we're currently in the first fundraising round. Yeah. You already completed that. So once you have proof of concept, you're making good profit, then you're potentially going to look for more investors.
Yes.
Right.
We go for round 2.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. And where would you find those? Also in the Netherlands or?
All over, actually.
Just depends.
Yeah. I mean, it's a great model to invest in because you're basically buying cash flow, right? Okay. So you invest, let's say 10K today, and then in a year or two, you're getting, I mean, you know the numbers, you're probably getting a significant amount of that every year in perpetuity.
And as the company grows and the portfolio grows, your dividend payouts increase as well. And also, of course, the underlying assets, so like the equity itself also increases.
So how the investors, do they give you a fixed percentage or do they get part of the profits?
They get part of the profits as dividends. They get a percentage of the company in equity, and then the company pays them out in dividends.
So what is this? You say the first year, the return on investment.
So if you're an investor, you this is kind of like how it looks like for you. So you would give up your investment 100%, and then for 2 years after that, that money is locked. Okay. So that we can grow the portfolio, and then once we reach our target. 50 to 100 units, somewhere around that, or then we start to pay out dividends. And it should be, starting off, 30-40% of your investment, and every year 50, 60, 70. So within 2 or 3 years, you're breaking even on your investment.
Okay, very nice. Yeah. And so have you? What is the plan with the operation? So like a cleaning company, are you gonna use a cleaning company?
Yeah.
Are you? And then you're going to do all the communication to start with, or are you going to hire virtual assistants or what?
So at the beginning, I think we want to do everything ourselves just to get familiar with...
Exactly.
Pick them up from the airport.
Exactly.
Hello, how are you?
Are you going to pick every single one?
We have a slogan, which is... We start doing things which are not scalable, and
do
then
things
find
that don't scale.
Do things that don't scale, and then find ways to scale it at a later stage.
What cleaning company are you going to use?
It's called Anytime Cleaning, I believe.
Really?
Yeah. They are definitely one of the more expensive ones in the market. But housekeeping is like a make or break of stay. Right?
And they really put their money where their mouth is, because we put SLAs for them and penalties for them.
Like they came with a contract. We have rewritten the entire contract. Put very clear SLAs.
If they're happy to sign on penalties, but we trust these guys, but also for them,
they're like, we're okay with these penalties.
Yeah, because they're so confident in their service.
Wow. So how much is a clean of a 3-bedroom apartment?
So we do. So a lot of these housekeeping companies, they offer a turnkey solution, right? Where they come and clean, but they also offer the amenities, and they also offer the linens. But we chose to do the linens and amenities ourselves because we want to make sure that they're on brand. Okay. So we are just paying them for stocking of the amenities, refilling of it, washing and refilling the linens, and then also the housekeeping bit. I believe it's 450 dirhams per stay for the cleaning. And then of course we have like an additional cost, which is then the amenities and the linens.
Yeah, man, cleaning is such a huge part of the operations. I've been working with the same cleaning company for a long time, but now I'm working with Elite. Now I'm like, I gave 4 of my apartments to a new company called Mophead, because they gave me like a 20% lower price, and I'm just going to make sure that their quality is good, before I give him
it's
the
very
rest.
important. Like if you
huge.
look at it from a guest experience perspective, like you can have the best unit ever. Everything looks nice. It's beautiful. You step in, like your bed is comfortable, but you step in and there's like a hair there.
It
Like immediately,
honestly, cleanliness is probably the number one most important thing that guests want.
Probably.
Yeah.
And the biggest complaint, like if in hospitality, the biggest complaints are about pests and cleaning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. All right. So anything else you want to get out there? Because we only have about 2 minutes left.
I think we had some questions for you as well.
But honestly, I'm super excited for you guys. I think
thank you.
It's gonna go great. The way you got things set up and your plan, everything is like spot on.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're ready for the journey.
Maybe we come back in 6 months. Or
for sure, let's do it again.
Let's do like a yearly, like a check-in and see.
Yeah, exactly.
That would be nice.
And once you got your unit set up, send it to me. I'd love to see what it looks like.
Definitely.
Done. All right.
Bergthor,
Perfect, guys.
Thank you
guys for coming.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Beautiful.